Hello bookish friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi, and today we are starting a very exciting video where I'm going to be working on my 2025 book bullet journal. I had asked you guys a couple weeks ago on my YouTube community page if you wanted a dedicated video of me setting up this journal and then flipping through it at the end, or if you wanted me to include it in the Vlogmas videos. You guys opted for a dedicated video, so that's what we're doing. It is early December when I'm starting this because I really want to take my time with my journal this year. Last year I definitely took my time, but I was like, towards the end, I was like, I just have to get this done. Whereas this year I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy every single second of the process, and I do not want to rush to finish it by the time I need to finish it. I mean, there's kind of a deadline, but it's also like 3 weeks away, so I could definitely finish it by then. Let's talk about the vibe I'm going for this year for this bullet journal. I did very neutrals and kind of like earthy vibes last year with a lot of like floral and mushroom washi tapes and stuff like that. This year, we're switching it up. We're gonna do a little bit more colorful, more vintagey, more like bold and bright, kind of more like collagey than just like a really formal bullet journal. I don't know if that makes sense. I was playing around with some colors last night. This is how I determine my little color palette for the spreads. I literally just like keep playing, and this one right here is the winner. There is like a really light beigey color in there just to like make some dimension in my spreads where like I color in every other line to make it more like textured. I don't know, I don't think that's the right word, but this is the color scheme we're going with. Obviously very bright and bold. The markers that I'm using, I have no idea what these are. I'm pretty sure I probably got these from like a TJ Maxx. They have no markings on them whatsoever besides just saying like dual tip marker if it would focus. So these are them, and on one side you have a brush tip and then just a regular tip on this side. So these are the colored markers we're going to be using, and then I do have the Zebra mild liner in cream for like the highlighting of every other line in a journal spread if I need it. That's kind of the vibe we're going for, kind of like retro-y collage vibes. And usually I use stickers for my letters, but I actually bought this, which is a ransom no alphabet letters and numbers. So it's kind of like collage-y letters. I don't know if you can see, like there's all different kinds of letters that you cut out. I saw somebody using this for a junk journal spread, and I was like, wait, that could be really cute for my book bullet journal. So we're just gonna go for those like collage vibes. That's what I want this journal to be, is collage, which I'm hoping that I end up loving it because I feel like my taste now versus my taste at some points next year is gonna change, but we're just gonna try it out, and if I hate it midway through, sucks to suck because it's already done. I had filmed a bunch of clips of me setting up like the spreads in my journal, basically writing each spread and figuring out where exactly I wanted it to lay comparison to the others, but I lost the clips. Honestly, I'm just gonna move on from it. It's not that big of a deal. It was literally just me opening my journal and just filling out the post-it notes and figuring out where exactly I want each spread. Also, sorry, this is probably gonna be a bit of a longer intro because I want to tell you everything I'm using and some of the supplies I'm using, how I'm doing it and whatnot, and then we will get into some b-roll of me actually making this, I promise. So the journal that I have is the STM Scribbles That Matter B5 bullet dotted journal, and it has 150 pages and the page weight is 160 GSM. I was really specific about the size I wanted just because of the size my book covers print out on my Canon selfie printer. But I really wanted to make sure that I had the right size and the right paper weight. I don't even know if GSM is the paper weight, but I definitely like a thicker paper because I use markers and I don't want it to bleed through to the next spread. This is the one I went with. I went with a really pretty light pink color, and then the little, whatever you call this thing, is like a mint green, which I love. So I'm actually gonna flip you around for a second. So we're gonna open the journal, and I'm just gonna briefly go through these. So obviously this is my 2025 reading journal intro page, reference page, my yearly reads, which is like 2022, my goal versus what I actually read, and so on and so forth. My 2025 goals, yearly stats is going to be this entire spread, 2025 book bracket, 25 and 2025 TBR, 2025 new releases, which I've never done this spread. I'm really excited for this one. Monthly ratings. This is something new I'm doing this year too. I do a spread every year of 5-star faves, so when I get any 5 stars, I just print out a picture and put them here. But this year, I want to do honorable mentions, which is pretty much like books that I loved, but there was like one, maybe two little minor things that I didn't love, which made it not a 5-star. For example, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, I read in, oh god, the summer of 2024. Absolutely freaking loved it, still thinking about it to this day. But there was like a couple little minor things that I didn't love and I didn't end up giving it 5 stars, but it is definitely an honorable mention. So this is the spread for that. I'll do the same thing, I'll just print out a picture of it. DNFs, audiobooks, pretty straightforward. I want to do a Kindle saving thing, which I'll talk about when I do it a little bit later. Why do I have 2 spreads for this? I think the reason why I only have this on 1 page is because there wasn't something that kind of like matched up with it, so I'll leave this blank for now. I'll do my book goal boxes, which is a spread I love. I'm gonna do a book of the month whole spread here. We're gonna do an aardvark spread because I do subscribe to the aardvark book box. Project TBR, we're gonna do a little differently this year. Series tracker because I have a lot and I have a lot I'm probably gonna start in the new year. Bookstagram and booktube growth. And I think that's it for my yearly spreads, and then obviously the rest of the journal will be my monthly spreads. Okay, so let's talk about supplies. Obviously I'm going to be using this book right here. This is the Creative Collage Ransom No Alphabet Letters and Numbers. I got this on Amazon. It was super affordable. It's just letters and a bunch of different fonts, text styles, so on and so forth. It also has numbers, if I could get there, Jesus. So it has numbers and all of that, which I will be using for the titles on each spread. Obviously I have my markers, they're no name brand, and then zebra mild liners. I usually use zebra mild liners and just whatever markers I have on hand. This is my current little box. To write in anything, I usually use, this is the Pilot Precise V7. It's kind of like a rolling ball pen is what they call it. I like it, don't love it. Might try to use a different kind of pen this year, I don't know. Obviously we always got a Sharpie. I got a Jelly Roll pen, which is just like a white gel pen, and then some other miscellaneous random things, pencils, and then a couple other little things. Usually I use this, the Micron Guinea marker, to outline all my spreads, but I feel like this runs really bad, and like when I color in a box that is outlined in this pen, it like smudges everywhere, so we might try something different. I don't know. I don't think I have anything different to try. Those are pretty much the supplies I use, and I just keep everything in this little container right here. Obviously, once my color switch, I will put these in here. Other than that, it's really just a bunch of random stuff. I have this whole thing filled with just like random stickers, paper, all that stuff. Obviously, I have scissors. I use this little glue. What do they even call this? Glue runner. I have a little Lemmy cap that I use if I need to make a circle. My craft cart. I have random like stamps and stuff. This is a random thing of Taylor Swift stickers that I just couldn't fit anywhere else. In here, again, I just have a bunch of sticker books from mostly Michaels and Hobby Lobby. Again, in here, more random stickers. I'm gonna be using a lot of these like cute little girly coquette ones. More vintagey paper here. These little things I get from Hobby Lobby. More sticker books. Under here somewhere there's letter stickers that I use a lot of. In here I just have a bunch of letter stickers. I usually use either of these, which I don't think they sell these gold ones anymore, which makes me sad because these are my favorite, and then I use these and you can color them in. So I use a lot of those for a lot of my spreads. This is my little bullet journal spot. I just have some book covers printed out, some random, oh, I should show you these. I get a lot of my like bookish bullet journal stickers from Alicia Marksit. So I have audiobooks, star ratings, DNFs, more stars, book of the month, spice ratings, more stars, and yeah, that's pretty much all I use. I have these little Kindle ones from Purple Pisces Creations. I got all of these on Etsy. The last 3 drawers are just like scrapbooking books, which you can get pretty much at any craft store. So that is the supplies I use. That is pretty much it for my journal. What I usually do is have this journal, which is my current journal, out and see like, okay, did I like that spread? If not, how do I want to do it differently? This year though, I did a lot more prepping. I actually took pieces of paper. You're not gonna be able to see anything on these. Very lightly sketched out like how I want each spread to look, because I went through Pinterest and Instagram and like really scoured and curated how I want this journal to look. So like, for example, this is obviously the new release spread. I forget what this one is, probably my reading goal. I really went through and took my time and looked at each spread that I want to make and figured out exactly how I want it to look. So that way, when I'm making it, I have all that handy. And then over here, I made a bunch of lists of my 25 and 2025. So I wrote out the 25 books I want to read in 2025. I wrote out all the series I'm in the middle of and or want to start, which for now I'll probably just put in the series that I actually have started, which is 22. I made a dedicated video to that if you want to watch it. And then I have another little section here for all the 2025 new releases. I really went through Goodreads and went through pretty much every single new release in the new year, so I could write them down. That is pretty much how I do my journal. What I do is I kind of make each spread at one time. I don't outline everything, then go back through and actually I should go and get a pen. The only thing I'm concerned about is using that micron pen and having it bleed through like it did with my other journal. Let me see if I can show you an example. Actually, I guess it's not that bad. It doesn't annoy me that much. So like for example, on my book goal thing, actually, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. It's just like when you use the lighter colors, like the black kind of bleeds through, but not enough to make me care. I don't want to spend the money. Anyways, what I was saying is I will literally just go through and open to a journal spread and make that spread completely. If that makes any sense, I don't know. So like for this, I'll do the entire spread and then move on to the next. I don't like outline in pencil and then outline all of my spreads and then go back through and outline with the black and then add the stickers and add the letters and all that. I just make one journal at a time. So we're gonna start with this. This is the intro page. I wanna make it super scrapbooky and just cute and cozy. This is how I did it last year, which I liked it. I think it was super simple, but I think I want to make this year's more of like collagey. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna put you on a time lapse. We're just gonna go throughout the next couple weeks and I will record every time I do this journal. I'll probably do brief updates. So I want it to be mostly B-roll because I don't want this video to be like ridiculously long, even though I'm pretty sure that intro was just like 15 minutes and I'm sorry, but this might be a bit of a longer one. So definitely grab a snack, grab your journal if you're making yours too. Put on a cozy movie. I'm watching the Santa Claus movies right now. And yeah, let's start our bullet journal for 2025. been a couple hours. I have my first couple of spreads done, so I'll show you quickly. We have the intro page, which I'm obsessed with how this came out. Reference page, I did my yearly reads and my 2025 reading goals. I'm not going to show you too much because I want you to stay tuned for the final reveal at the very end, but I need to move my body a little bit. I'm getting very sore. My back is killing me. I've been sitting here for like 2 hours, and you're probably like, that's all you did in 2 hours, but I told you, we're taking our time with this year. So I am going to leave all my crap out because Chris is actually going away this weekend, so I'm going to dedicate a lot of time to this journal this weekend, but I think I'm going to go get some movement in, and I will be back a little bit later when we are ready to continue on. Okay, we're back, and we're going to keep just chugging along. What's the next spread I have to do? I have to be careful because I am almost out of twos. I only have 2 twos left, which I wish this had a whole page of each number instead of a certain amount of numbers on each page, you know, because I need a lot of twos. So I only have 2 left. I think I'm going to use those for my 25 and 2025, which I'm just going to do 25 and 25 because obviously I don't have enough, but we're just going to keep chugging along. Okay, hi friends. I am in a different outfit because I took Louis for you know what and didn't change yet. I'm about to go upstairs and shower. I just finished up for the day. This is so tall. And I am loving the way this is coming out so far. I love this book. I just wish that each number had a full page like each letter does. That would make this top tier. I might have to buy another one to get more letters, but I should be good actually. I don't really know. But I am seriously loving the way this is coming out so far. Like all the cute retro like ransom letter vibes are just so cute. I just have to show you this again. I think this is probably my favorite spread I've ever made in my life. I think it is so cute. How adorable is this? I'm obsessed with like the girly coquette cozy vibes. It is Thursday, December 5th when I'm starting this. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow and do some more. If not tomorrow, I will do some more on Saturday. Like I said, Chris is going away this weekend, so I have some time by myself. We will just keep chugging along. Like I said, I don't want to rush this, so if it takes me another 3 weeks to finish it, then so be it. I have 16 more spreads to do, which some of them are extremely easy because I'm just gonna copy what I did last year. Like for example, the book bracket didn't take me that long because I copied exactly what I did last year, just kind of changed up the style a little bit. Loving it so far, and I will be back on another day. Hi friends, it is now Saturday, December 8th. I'm here to continue working on my bullet journal. I don't really have much to say. I kind of said this last year in the video. Oh, sorry, this is gonna be an awkward angle, but I'm gonna talk as I'm doing this. I said last year how like, you can't expect your journal to be absolutely perfect. I know when I started, I wanted it to be perfect. And I was talking about last year how I hate my handwriting, and that's why I use a lot of like letter stickers. But again, your journal is for you and really you only. So as long as you're happy with it and you like it, that's legitimately all that ever matters. You can't worry about like what people are gonna think of your journal. And I mean, if you don't love the way it looks, just don't post it. It's that simple. So I feel like that's like my biggest piece of advice if you're gonna do a journal, is to just like not give a shit what people think. I don't know how many spreads I'm gonna do right now. I'm about to go see my grandmother, but I'm doing my new releases spread, which I think is gonna take me a while because I wanna make sure I have enough space for each month, because I have literally 3 pages worth of new releases that I am excited for, and I gotta make sure that like I write down the month. So what I might do is, I literally am gonna just tally up all of these and see which months I need the most space for. So as I do this, I'm actually watching Is It Cake, the holiday edition, because I love this freaking show. If you have any questions about my journal whatsoever, just leave a comment below and I will try to respond to you. Honestly, I don't know how much more I'm gonna like really film of this, because I feel like it's a little boring just me setting up the camera and just working on my spread. So I might just like pop in here and there and show you like what I'm doing, what I'm using, if I like it, if I don't like it. I'm gonna finish doing this and then I'll put you on a time lapse and we'll do another couple spreads. Friends, it has been I think a week since I've last updated this vlog. I have been chugging away on my bullet journal. I did a little bit to this morning, and I think I did some the other day and just didn't feel like filming it because I was thinking about the amount of footage I have for this video, and it was really just like me putting the camera on a time lapse and just doing my journal, and I was like, that might get boring after a while. I decided not to film a couple of the spreads I did, and I kind of want to keep things like a little bit of a surprise for you guys towards the end. So I don't think I'm gonna film myself doing much more of it. Maybe I will a little bit right now, but I am in love with how this journal is turning out. Sorry, I look a little crazy right now. I am absolutely obsessed with how this journal is turning out, and I think it's simply because of the way I'm doing the words. I bought this Creative Collage Ransom Note Alphabet Letters and Numbers book, and I love this freaking thing. Let me show you a spread I already made. Obviously you saw this thing, but I used it for like all my wording on pretty much all of the spreads I've done so far, and I'm obsessed with this freaking journal so far. Like, this is this is my favorite journal I've ever done, and I think it's because it's just so like fun and creative and colorful. I love my 2024 journal, but I kept everything so neutral and kind of like, I don't know, like kind of like those neutral tones, so I feel like it got a little muted and kind of boring if I'm being honest. And I feel like the colors I chose this year for my 2025 bullet journal, which are these colors right here, I just feel like they're so fun, bright, and vibrant, and it just brings like a little element to the journal that maybe I wouldn't have had if I just went with the neutrals, and I just feel like it's so much fun. Most of my spreads I'm keeping relatively simple. There's some that are definitely a little more extravagant than others. I can't wait for you guys to see the final finished bullet journal, because it's probably It's not probably, I don't know why I keep saying that. It's the best journal I've done so far. Another thing is I'm like actually really taking my time with each spread instead of just like getting shit on the page and getting it over with. If it takes me 30 to 45 minutes to finish one spread, so be it, because I just want to like be excited to fill this out each month. I'm gonna keep going with the spread. The spreads I have left are my Aardvark book club ones, my Project TBR, my series tracker, my Bookstagram and Booktube growth, and then I have a little thing right here for a read it or unhaul it spread. I just don't know how I want to do that one yet, so I'm gonna leave that blank until I find something that like sparks a little creativity in my brain, you know? So I only have 5 spreads left. So I would love to finish it tonight and then I can get this video up earlier than I expected for you guys. We're just gonna see again. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to finish this as quickly as I possibly can. So we're just gonna keep chugging along, and then I think the next clip you'll see, I really don't think I'm gonna record anything for it going forward because I just want to like take my time and enjoy it. And sometimes I feel like when I'm filming, it just like in the back of my mind, I'm like, homegirl, you filming, you're taking up memory on your SD card, like you gotta move a little quicker. And that's not the vibe for this journal this year. So if I get any B-roll, I get B-roll, you'll see it. If not, I will see you for the final review. Okay, you guys, it is finally done. I am so freaking happy with how this journal came out. This is literally my definition of a perfect reading journal. I am so obsessed with it. I'm probably gonna tell you a lot of times that this is like my favorite way a spread or this whole entire thing has turned out. Just bear with me as I repeat myself probably a million times, but I'm seriously so obsessed with how this turned out. I think it is so cute, so collage-y, so junk journal-y, and it's just, it totally fits my whole aesthetic right now. So let's not waste any more time and let's do the final reveal of my 2025 book bullet journal. So we open it up. There's a bunch of random pages, an index, which I don't use. And then we open up to probably one of my favorite pages. It's just the intro page saying 2025 reading journal. Is this not the most adorable thing you've ever fucking seen? I am clearly very obsessed, and you'll see throughout the entire thing that I'm very obsessed with bows and like cute little girly stickers. There's pretty much a bow on every single page because I'm just obsessed with bows and pink right now, which I'm not really a pink girly, but I'm into it right now, and that's like my total aesthetic right now. So this page, when you think of me and my aesthetic, it's this. So let's just take a moment for her. I'm sorry, is she not beautiful? I am obsessed with how this came out. And once I did this spread, I was like, oh yeah, this reading journal is gonna be fantastic. I think part of the reason why I love this entire thing so much is just from the ransom letter book that I bought. That ransom letter book that I bought was probably the best purchase I made for my bullet journal, so highly recommend that. Okay, let's move on. Just our reference page. The book cover size did change this year. The app I used to print out my pictures updated, and for some reason the way it prints out the pictures is different, but this just has my star ratings, and as you can tell, we're going with a very colorful theme this year. So blue is gonna be 5 stars, this hot pink is 4 stars, orange for 3 stars, green for 2 stars, and yellow for 1 star. Okay, so from here, we go into the very first of the yearly spreads, which this is my yearly goal, so I have to fill this out. This is a spread that will grow throughout the years. I just write my reading goal for each year and how many I actually read. So for 2024, I think my reading goal was like 100. So I'll put 100 on this side and then whatever I end the year at, which will be like 115, I think. And then obviously the spread will grow as the years go. And my battery's gonna die, hold on. Battery's changed, back to it. So these are my 2025 reading goals. So up here I have read 100 books, finish 10 series, post 6 read it or unhaul it videos, and then my Kindle saving, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but I have a new goal of saving for a new Kindle. I kept this spread relatively simple because I wanted to kind of just focus on the actual goals themselves, and then once I make progress on each goal, I will obviously fill this out. Next we have a favorite spread of mine. This is my book bracket, so each month I post a picture of my favorite book from that month, and then we do the duel of which book is going to be my favorite of the year. So decided to go colorful with this one again, and this is such a fan favorite. Next we have my 25 and 2025 TBR. This is pretty self-explanatory. These are just the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Obviously I will have monthly TBRs, but these are books that I've either been wanting to read for a very long time or have had on my shelf for a very long time, so I either need to read them or get rid of them. Obviously I just put the cover of each book. And then last year I think I put the star stickers when I first made the spread, but I think as I read them this year, I'm gonna then put either a little check mark that I read it or put a star sticker. I don't know. We'll see. Next we have my 2025 new releases, which I've never done this spread before. I have never really kept track of new releases, but I kind of like this idea, and I went through Goodreads and looked at every single new release and only put the ones that I was really excited for. So this is them thus far, and I'm sure I will add to this spread as the year goes on. Next we have my monthly ratings. This is such a fun spread because it's so colorful. This is a really simple spread where at the end of each month I just go through and I write down how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star ratings or books I had. Usually for the 1 star, I don't rate books 1 star that much. I usually just put DNFs here, so I put like 4 and then in parentheses I'll put like 2 DNFs, 2 1 stars, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but next we have my 5-star favorites and then honorable mentions. This is a spread, specifically the honorable mentions one, that I'm very excited about this year because obviously we love to keep track of our 5 stars. I didn't have that many from 2024, so I figured this will be enough space. I had this idea for honorable mentions simply because of When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. It wasn't a 5-star read for me, but it was still something that sticks with me to this day. It would be considered an honorable mention and probably a favorite book, just not a perfect favorite book, you know? Next we have DNFs and audiobooks. I'm just gonna list out the books for each of these. I love how simple this spread is. I don't know what it is about this spread. I just love how just simple and easy it'll be to do. Last year I tried to track like what percentage of a book I DNF'd it at and all of that, and that's just not gonna happen. We're literally just gonna put the title of the book and maybe the author, and same for over here. Next, this is a new spread and one I'm so excited to use. This is my Kindle savings. So as I was saying on the 2025 page, one of my goals this year is to buy myself a new Kindle, but in order to justify it, I have to save $200 by using Kindle Unlimited or Libby before I can buy myself a new Kindle. So every time I use KU or I get an ebook through Libby or say even NetGalley, I guess, I'm gonna list it here in the total I saved and then keep track of the price over here. And once I hit $200, your girl can buy herself a new Kindle. I was saying, I don't know if it was this video or not, but my Kindle is like 6 years old. I think it's a 2018. So it's definitely on the older side, and obviously all the new Kindles came out and I really want the one that has like the pink back. So once your girl saves 200, she can buy herself a new Kindle. And I feel like this is such a fun way to encourage myself to use my Kindle in these free resources more than I am now, but then like I still get to buy myself something fun once I hit that goal. Next we have days I finished a book. This is a little busy for me and I know it's hard to see the words. I couldn't fit all of these words on the same page as the tracker, so I decided to just make like a little collage page for this. And obviously this is just, I'm gonna track each day I finished a book. So if I finish a book on January 1st, I fill out the box and so on and so forth. I loved using this in my 2024 bullet journal, but the squares were way too small, so I like that I made this much bigger this year. Next, we have my reading road to 100 books. This is basically just every time I finish a book, I fill it out. And I think for this, I'm just gonna do it based on rating. So use my reference back here, these to fill out the books. So if book 1 and 2 are 5 stars, using the 5-star color to fill it out and so on and so forth. I did this a little differently. I saw this on somebody's Instagram, I don't even know at this point, and liked this setup a little bit better. I don't know if I'm gonna love this over the book goals that I do right now. So this is one that I'm going to try differently this year. And if I don't like it, I'll just go back to the other one. Next are some of my favorite spreads and I'm so excited to use them. First one being book of the month. How cute is this freaking spread? Obviously we had to go with blue because that's book of the month's colors. In 2024 I tried to track book of the month by like the challenges and the circles and blah blah blah, and it just didn't work for me. So this year I decided to just put all the backlist books I already own of book of the month and cross them off here as I read them, and then this side we will track what I buy each month and what I get each month. So for example, say I buy one book in January and I read it in January, I'll write the title down and then I'll actually cross it off when I read it. So if I have any books over here that are not crossed off, that means I did not read them yet, but my goal for 2025 is to read a decent amount of the book of the month books I own, because I have clearly so many that I have not read, but I still buy new books each month. So that's a goal of mine. And then next we have Aardvark, which I love this spread. I think it's so cute and girly. Aardvark is a new book subscription to me. I've only done it for 2 months so far, so kind of same concept. I'm gonna write the books over here that I get each month, cross them off when I read them, but then I'm also going to fill out these little bookshelves over here. So I have, say I read Memorials that I got a couple months ago. I'll write the title in here and color it in and then fill this up, hopefully. We'll see. But I love this spread. I think it's so pretty. I love these little bookshelves. And then I saw this idea on Pinterest, and this is actually a sticker of Hogwarts that I just put inside a sticker frame that I have. Tell me that is not the cutest thing you've ever seen. Talk about resourceful in using what I have. I was gonna try to like color it in, but then I saw this sticker of Hogwarts and I was like, wait, that's kind of perfect for my little outdoorsy night scene. So thought that was so cute. I don't like cats, but that was the only animal sticker they had with some books. And then we got our cozy little reading chair, our light sources, and our little side table with our coffee. I just thought it was so cute and actually kind of maybe gave off the vibes of a reading room. Okay, next we have my project TBR, which I'm doing a little differently this year as well. This time I'm doing a chart. So in January, I'll write how many books I read, bought, received, unhauled, and then how I ended the month. I totally forgot to put a spot where I write how many books I'm starting the year with. Maybe we could write it somewhere. I added all these stickers down here. I probably shouldn't have. Or maybe I can take this little thing off and put a piece of paper and write how many I started the year with. We'll do that. We'll figure that out in a second, but I totally forgot to put a thing that says like you're starting the year with X amount of books. And then each month I'm just gonna go in and write how many books I bought. I'm hoping a lot of these will be 0 to 3 because I really don't want to buy a lot of books this year. I want to try to use other resources and read what I have, says every reader ever. Next we go into our series tracker, which I'm also obsessed with how this spread came out, which again, I know I'm going to say it for every single spread, but I just have series tracker and then this isn't every series, it literally goes onto a second page, but these are all the series I'm currently in the middle of reading. So I either have like 1 or 2 books, but the Steel Brothers series, I have like 20 more books to read, which is insane. So these are currently all the series that I'm in the middle of reading right now, and it goes on to this page. And then I left 1 in 2 full pages for more series because I think I'm going to start a lot more series in 2025, which is crazy. I should probably focus on closing some of these out before I even start adding new ones. This at least gives me some room to grow, and I love how the spread came out too. I know I keep saying that, so let's move on. So this is if I need to expand. And then the last yearly spread I have is my Bookstagram and my Booktube growth. So this time I'm gonna do it differently and just write like what my count is at the end of each month. So obviously I'm gonna put start. I have a mid-year section and then an end section. So if I start saying 2025 with 1,800 followers, I'll just put that here. And then at the end of January, I'll write how many I'm in and so on and so forth. And same for Booktube. Love this, kept it simple. And I love this little quote saying, what if it all goes right? Because that's how my life is with social media. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Eventually I want to do a read it or unhaul it thread. I just don't know how I want to do that yet. And all of these pages are blank and we have room to track our monthly reads. That is the 2025 book bullet journal flip through. Okay, I can't believe I'm done with this bullet journal already. I usually am like dying to be done with it because I can't wait to just finish them, but this time I'm like sad that I no longer have any more spreads to make because I had so much fun making this. I don't know if it was the ransom letters that I had or I just had a good selection of like stickers that kind of fit my vibe and my aesthetic that it just made it so much more fun for me. And I think taking my time with it definitely helped too, because last year when I did my bullet journal, I feel like towards the end of the year I really rushed to get it done. Whereas this year I gave myself plenty of time to do this. It is literally only December 17th when I am finishing this. So I still have a couple more weeks in December, but I'm glad that I really took my time to make this exactly how I want it to be, because now I'm gonna have so much more fun tracking my 2025 reading. It also helped that I binge watched Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, and 4 as I did my journal. That just made it so much more fun. That is the journal flip through. I literally can't believe I'm already done with my journal. I'm so sad. I just want to keep collaging, junk journaling, and doing my book bullet journal. It's so much fun. That is definitely a hobby I want to get more into in the new year, is journaling and like junk journaling almost. Throughout the year of 2025, I want to do more spreads for like if I do readathons, or I want to do a spread for my mid-year check-in tag that I usually do on YouTube. And I also want to do a spread for my fall and winter TBRs and kind of put those in here and do more than just the yearly spreads and the monthly spreads. And I think I want to do my monthly spreads a little bit different. I want to do them similar to how Rachel Catherine here on YouTube does it. She usually does like, I'll show you. Well, I'll show you in my journal. So usually on one side she'll put like January TBR, and then she'll write a list over here of all the books she read. And then on this page, she'll post pictures of all the books she read. So I got to see exactly how she does it, because I think I want to do it more like that rather than the way I'm doing it now. That is my 2025 book bullet journal, reading journal, whatever you want to call it. I'm so sad that this is done, but also legitimately cannot wait to start reading in 2025 so I can start using this and tracking my reads. Let me know your favorite book bullet journal spread and how you track your reading each month. Do you just do it in your head? Are you like me? Do you like having your journal? Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.